Welcome to the newest episode of Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. I'm your host, Jason Fraley, picking the brains of the top filmmakers, musicians, and artists of our time. Marlon Wayans performed stand-up at the Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia on Saturday, January 22nd. We spoke about the keys to pandemic stand-up, as well as memories of White Chicks, The Sixth Man, and Requiem for a Dream. Marlon Wayans, hey, thanks so much for joining us on WTOP.
What's happening?
Where does this show fall for you? When did you get back out there after this pandemic insanity? I guess that we're still kind of in. It never seems to end, but how is it going for you?
I guess I'm just a crazy guy. As soon as it happened, I was like, I got to get out there and make people laugh. I started going stir crazy in my house. I was just like, I got to get out of here. I was like getting depressed because I was just sitting at home with all these jokes in my head and it was driving me crazy. So I was like, you know what? I got to get out there and start making people laugh so I could feel like myself again. And once I started doing that, I hearing the laughs made me like heal. I had lost my mom and I was just sad. And once I started hearing the laughs, I felt like, okay, this is my purpose. This is why I do this.
Sorry to hear about your mom. Definitely, man. I'm sure getting out there and it's just sort of cathartic for you. And like you're saying, making audiences feel better too and heal. Cause it's been a hell of a almost 2 years now. But
2 years have been like, we literally been watching like hell. And it's like my dad Jehovah's Witness. And these are the years he used to talk about. One day there's going to be all this destruction. And I'm like, wow, I don't know if he's a visionary. But I mean, he's been saying that this was going to happen. I'm waiting for the six-headed beast. But other than that, I think to find your smile through the worst times really gives you a permanent smile. So I'm just focused on that, man.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we all appreciate you bringing us all the laughs from all of it. So I mean, but spinning it into sort of you're doing a stand-up show. Has it provided plenty of a material though? I mean, are you gonna dive into pandemic stuff or what other topics sort of might we hear you discuss?
Jokes on me, man. Whatever's going on in my life, I don't really do a lot of like political humor. I did that with Wokish, and it was fun when Trump was out there, but Biden's kind of boring. So I just don't do a lot of political humor, or I just talk about me. At this point in my life, in my career, I find that my best comedy comes from my pain. So that's what I talk about. I just talk about my life. And it's funny how many people actually understand what you're going through because they're going through similar things.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned Wokish, the for our listeners, if you can find it it was on Netflix in 2018. Was that your first ever stand-up comedy special?
That was my first stand-up comedy special. And my second was You Know What It Is, which is on HBO Max right now. And I'm currently about to work on my third.
Awesome. Well, just memories of those two specials, the Wokish and then the HBO Max one. How exciting was it? I mean, we've seen you in sitcoms and all kind in movies, but what was it like getting to be the headliner first stand-up specials there?
It's fun, man. When you love something, man, you want to do it at its highest level. And for me, I'm just really enjoying being able to sit up there in the pocket like a quarterback being rushed by a blitz and just finding them laughs and giving them to them, open receivers, which is the audience, man. And you just make them laugh and make them feel good. And, to me, comedy is like, the greatest drug. I need a drink to come down from the high.
Speaking of drug, Requiem for a Dream. Oh man, yeah, I'm still shaking. So thanks for terrifying us all with that one.
You got to thank Darren Aronofsky. Believe me, he scared me. I don't even take aspirin anymore.
Yeah, seriously, which is hard during a pandemic. You need some medicine. But well, I know last time you joined us a couple years ago, and if our listeners want to hop on in the archives, they can check out. We talk Living Color, Wayans Brothers, Scary Movie, all that stuff. But I want to hit two things real quick that we didn't discuss last time. Why you make us cry in The Sixth Man? That is an underrated gem. I was bawling.
That wasn't my fault. That was Kadeem Hardison's fault. I mean, his nasty basketball skills made me cry too. So don't feel bad. It's funny with that movie. You never know what's going to be a classic, man. It's a classic. People love that movie, especially if you have a brother. You know what I mean? Everybody with a brother like, man, Anton and Kenny, man, A&K all the way. And I'm just like, it's funny because my brother turned the movie down. And, I'm just glad I was able to make a classic.
Yeah, brother, sibling classic. Maybe that's why. I'm a twin myself. So, yeah, maybe when...
That's why you cried. You should know better than to watch that.
I didn't know what I was getting into.
That's like if you got a mom, don't watch the movie Mom. It's a sad movie.
A dad, it's Field of Dreams. I mean, you just got to know that your audience.
Don't watch it. You're a freak for pain.
Awesome. Well,
you like crack, don't watch Requiem.
Yeah, exactly. If you like to laugh, don't watch the stand-up special. No, please watch it. Please watch. Cool. And then I guess before we got to bow out, I know we got a hard out here, but white chicks. What do people still come up to you just quoting lines? I mean, that's one of the funniest things you ever did.
Man, everywhere I go, I can't even leave. Like if I go to Brazil, the whole country's like branquelas, branquelas, branquelas. That one we just hit the note, man. Sometimes you get comedy and you get it right. That Scary Movie. We've been able to do a lot of great films, and we're just blessed. I mean, I think it's the way we tell jokes, we do it to make everybody laugh. We're not trying to make people feel bad, we're trying to make people feel good. So, it's great when everybody embraces it. And the good joke is you make us fun of a sect of people, and those people laugh the loudest. You know who love white chicks the most? White chicks.
I'm sure white chicks loved it.
They do.
Yeah, and there's a new Scream movie coming out. Do you think certain audiences now, are going to interpret it differently? It's almost hard to watch Scream without thinking of Scary Movie now.
I hope it taps into a new audience, and then guess what? Scary Movie 6.
Yeah, it's baby. There you go. It writes itself. Hey, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
But where am I going to be?
You are going to be at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia on January 22nd.
At what time?
8 p.m.
And where can they go to get tickets?
They can go to get tickets at Hollywood Casino, Charlestown.com, and it's also on Ticketmaster. See, you just interview yourself.
My bio at Marlon Wayans. Well, I'm just on Instagram. I'm just making sure we're doing this right.
We got to make sure we get all the info.
Watch the Six Man. Go watch the Six Man and cry.
Thanks, man.
My guy.
We also spoke in 2017 about his Netflix film Naked and his NBC sitcom Marlon, as well as memories of In Living Color, The Wayans Brothers, and Scary Movie. We're here with Marlon Wayans. Thank you so much for calling in.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate you.
So I know we have two awesome things here to promote, but let's start with Naked, the new Netflix original movie. Explain to our listeners what it's about.
Well, basically, it's about a guy who's getting married. He's ill prepared for the wedding, like most men. And when he gets he goes out the night before, has some drinks, wakes up the next day, the day of his wedding, butt naked in an elevator, has no idea how he got there. And he's late for his wedding. When he gets to his wedding, if he don't have the right suit, the right vows, the right ring, he starts back over in the elevator and repeats the same hour over and over again until he gives his woman the proper wedding.
It sounds like if you like The Hangover, you'll like the beginning when you're waking up out naked in the elevator, and if you like the Groundhog Day cycling through, they'll like that too. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's kind of like a combination, man, but it's its own movie and it's standalone. It's a really sweet story. A lot of these times, when people try to redo a movie or redo a premise, it's too close to the premise.
Right.
I think this one, what I love about it is it takes you to a way different place. The discovery and the exploration is different. The story is different, and it's a really sweet movie, but really funny, and I'm excited for people to see it. It's on Netflix, so you can watch Naked.
Do you advise that or no? Probably better a little clothed.
I mean, it depends on who you with. You got a little date, you got your girlfriend over, you say, hey, come over.
That's awesome. Hey, there you go. There's your in, fellas. There you go. Use that line.
Can't do that at the movies.
That's awesome. Well, I know it's directed by Michael Titus. He directed in Haunted House, 50 Shades of Black, and then it co-stars Regina Hall, who, of course, you were in Scary Movie with. So is it just sort of like, working with old friends at this point?
I love working with old friends because we got a good chemistry, man. And when you have a good chemistry with somebody, we all grow together. So it's good to watch us all advance, and we all have a trust. So, Mike knows as a performer, I go crazy places, so he knows get me on a wide angle. So I don't have to explain to him how I work. He just gets it.
And Regina, what's it like being back with her?
Oh, Regina's always awesome. I mean, she's really sweet in the movie, and I think she did a great job as the leading actress in this movie, and she really held down the romance and emotion, and and she's funny as well.
Since Regina came up with Scary Movie,
although she kissed Sean in the Scary Movie, and I think I still tasted him when I kissed her.
It's still lingering. It's lingering a little bit. Well,
very weird.
Speaking of, I mean, that movie cracked me up. I mean, you guys basically, you inherited the mantle that sort of what Mel Brooks had been doing for so many decades, but Scary Movie was, for my generation, that and Don't Be a Menace, I'm going to gut you like a fish. Like, we still quote that thing. So, memories of that real quick. Did you guys just go see Scream and you said, wow, this is ripe for the picking?
We saw Scream. We just it was a bunch of movies. It wasn't Scream, but Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer. It was a bunch of slasher movies that came out, and we was just like, they all started feeling like the same movie with the same characters, and we just thought that, this could be fun, and so we just did it, and I'm glad we did. It was classic, and I'm glad I did parody. I quit now. I'm done with parody, and I'm just doing regular movies.
Okay, all right. Now, well, you guys knocked it out of the park on so many of those parodies, so it's nice to see you switch back now. All right, NBC's Marlon. So after they watch Naked at home for Netflix, start tuning in, I believe, starting Wednesday for NBC's Marlon. You play a bit of an immature dad co-parenting with your ex. Give us the premise of this one.
Yes, man. On August 16th at 9 and 9:30, you can watch Marlon. Basically, it's my life, inappropriate divorced father that's just trying to keep his family together in the midst of a divorce. Just because your family's broken up, it doesn't mean they're over. It's like an aspirational show, and it's a different kind of TV dad with a different kind of TV family. I hope people tune in because it's really funny, and it's free, people. Watch it.
I mean, I know you're a dad, but you play a bit of a big kid.
Oh, yeah, but that's me in real life. As a father, I'm very embarrassing. I am super embarrassing. I go to graduations, and I start screaming, I told you she wasn't stupid. I knew she was going to be somebody.
That's so great. What's it been like diving back into the TV world since, compared to working on Wayans Brothers on the WB?
Man, it's a great journey. I feel like I never left. But in that little synapse I was gone, I learned so much. So my approach to the show is so different than Wayans Brothers. When I was doing Wayans Brothers, it was all about the joke. And now it goes, what's the story? And then I'm confident where the jokes will come from once we have a good story. So I think Wayans Brothers is a fun show, and I loved it, and I thought we had some really great things we did. But I think this one's a more mature take, and it's just a great show on its own.
Absolutely, but
that was a very politically correct answer, so I don't get punched in my chest by my older brother.
They'll do that from time to time. I bet you guys keep each other in line, that's for sure. Well, I mean, you got Keenan, Sean, Damon, hilarious comedians there, and I just love to watch you guys grow. But before you go, we got to get memories on In Living Color. I'd be remiss if I don't do that. Do you have a favorite character that you played on there?
I think the one I played, the one I liked the most was this one character I did, Luther, which was the ugly man. He was basically Wanda's date, and he was actually uglier than him. And I loved that scene. That was a really fun scene.
Absolutely. And then for Damon, is it Homie the Clown, or do you ever have
Damon, pick one, man. Homie the Clown, Anton, Blaine, Handyman, the head detective. Damon was just a monster on the show. Keenan, I loved Frenchie, and I loved Arsenio. Those two hurt me.
Absolutely. In closing, I gotta ask, arguably maybe my favorite movie of yours is not a comedy at all. Requiem for a Dream. Man, that will scare straight anybody. Tell me...
They need to make that a drug PSA. That movie's so horrific, it make you put weed down. Like, I need to get off this.
That is your DARE program, or whatever those things were called. Seriously, just watch that thing. What was Darren Aronofsky's genius? Because there's some of those scenes where you're running, and is the camera attached to you, like up in your face? Like that and the music, man, that sends shivers down my spine just thinking about that movie.
Well, I just think he's a brilliant director, and I was very lucky to be a part of it, man. And I'm glad my one dramatic departure I did with him.
All right, everybody, it's Naked on Netflix and Marlon on NBC. Thank you so much. Marlon Wayans.
All right, guys.
Thanks so much for joining us on Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. Remember to hit the subscribe button and give us a 5-star rating if you like what you hear. We'll see you next time. I wanted to take a second to tell you about an app I really enjoy. Living in the DC area is great, and Podcast DC gathers all of the local shows that I like all in one local app. Health, sports, local news, politics, and so much more. Podcast DC is the new local app with hundreds of DC area podcasts to choose from. I can earn exciting rewards just for listening and share the podcasts I love instantly. Available in the App Store or in Google Play, listen local with Podcast DC.